Hey, my name is Michelle Benskin and I'm the creator of BioAid, your CXC biology tutor. Today I'm going to answer 15 questions so you can get to know me and my business a little better. So I've been tutoring for about 16 years now. Wow, 16 years sounds like a lot. I'm not going to lie. Some people might look at me and think I look like if I'm barely past 16 years, but yeah, it's been a while. Did I always want to become a biology tutor? Nope, certainly not. It wasn't anything I wanted to do. At least I don't remember ever wanting to become a teacher of any sort. I remember growing up wanting to be a gymnast as a child. I used to be in the living room doing cartwheels and handstands. And then as I got older, there was a period, a very brief period in secondary school when I was thinking of becoming an actress. So sometimes I remember like pretending that I was in a movie and or soap opera, being all dramatic and stuff. Yeah, but that was a very, very brief period.
My teacher never taught me this. I don't know how to answer these questions.
But then later on in my senior year at secondary school, I decided I would like to be a doctor. That's when I was doing the sciences, all three sciences. So I decided I wanted to be a doctor, specifically a heart surgeon. For some reason, I always liked studying the heart. But then when I graduated and I wasn't able to get into medical school, later I realized that maybe medicine wasn't the area for me. It was a very demanding career and I don't think I was really quite cut out for that high pressure type of life. So that closed door led me to change my heart and it made room for me to get into tutoring. So my first tutoring job was in 2009. It was at a small academy and I was teaching part-time human and social biology. This was almost like a year after I graduated UE, and I was already doing some part-time work as a lab demonstrator at UE in the lab. But I was looking for another job. Now remember, I had no intentions of ever going into teaching, tutoring, anything of the sort. But somehow when I saw the newspaper ad for the HSB tutor, I said I'll give it a try, step out of my comfort zone, see how it goes. And I was looking for another job too. I was looking for some extra money. So I got hired, I gave it a try, and to my surprise, I actually enjoyed tutoring. So that was a few months into it, I realized how much I enjoyed it. I had tutored at the academy for just under 2 years or so. And then my next tutoring job was in 2014 at an institute where I also taught human and social biology part-time. So I taught there for about 7 years. So over the years, I was able to develop my teaching skills and, through the experience in the classroom. So that was a life lesson for me and hopefully a lesson for you. Don't rule out something until you first give it a try. Now, some people may be surprised to find this out, but I'm actually not a certified teacher. Yes, I have a degree in biology, but I haven't done any formal training to obtain a teaching diploma or a certificate in teaching or education. But the truth is, I believe that my ability to explain concepts to students is a gift from God, to be honest. One thing my students always keep telling me is that I'm able to break down the information in a way that they can understand clearly. So even without a teaching diploma, I was still able to develop my tutoring skills and that's through hands-on experience. So thankfully, most of my students have been able to obtain successful results. So I technically didn't need the teaching diploma. No, I don't teach at a school or any other institution at the moment. Not since 2021. So right now I'm a full-time online tutor slash content creator. So I'm my own boss and I get to set my own schedule, which I really love. And I honestly don't want to deal with the stressful nature of being a teacher in the school system. It could be very, very stressful. And I get to focus completely on my business, BioAid, whether I'm teaching or creating new content. So I'm glad I get to set my own schedule and take control of my time. So being your own boss certainly has its perks. So yeah, I like being a full-time online tutor, doing my own thing. So my business BioAid was actually born in 2010. So this was when I was looking for a convenient way to offer lessons to biology students who were preparing for exams, CXC exams. So the truth is I didn't have any space at home to offer any classes. And then I didn't have much money to be renting out somewhere for classes. So when I happened to discover that I could conduct classes in a virtual classroom online, that piqued my interest. So I did my research and I found a platform that offered a basic version of the virtual classroom for free. So that's how I got started. Yeah, so I started with my first online class in July 2010, and that class had 5 students. So yes, those are my first 5 students. One of the main challenges I had was getting my services out there for the first time with no social proof, no reviews, testimonials, nobody to say that my teaching was all that good. So this was still fairly early on when I had just pretty much started tutoring. So I had started tutoring in 2009 at the small academy. So it's just shortly after that I decided to do my own thing. So keeping in mind that back in 2010, online classes weren't really a thing in the Caribbean. I mean, the whole concept of online learning was pretty much foreign to most people here in Barbados, even though it was a common thing in the US and the UK. So I was pretty much stepping out into new territory with this idea of starting my own online tutoring business. So there were mixed opinions. Some people were very fascinated by the idea of learning from the convenience of their own home, not having to go anywhere for lessons, while others were a bit hesitant about the effectiveness of online learning and, of course, the possible technical difficulties that come with online systems. So yeah, those are the main challenges starting out. Getting people to really give me a chance. And then, just doing something that was pretty much a novel idea. I mean, it's only 10 years later when the pandemic hit in 2020 that online classes started to become mainstream when teachers had not much of a choice but to do lessons online using Zoom, the Zoom platform. So everything was shut down. So they didn't have much of a choice. So that's when online classes, online learning really became a thing. So I guess not to toot my own horn or anything, but I guess you could say I was one of the pioneers in offering online tutoring here in Barbados. So it's good to know that I was one of the few who started out with the online tutoring. So when I started BioAid in 2010, of course, it was a whole new learning experience for me, teaching myself how to navigate the online platform, to offer the classes and tutoring. But then over the years, as I got accustomed to the platform, I also wanted to create a passive means of income. So that's when I started developing new content so that I can offer self-paced courses to students, so that they can have access to a collection of study tools in their own time. So over the years, it took a lot of hard work, building new content, and of course, starting my YouTube channel, which was a big thing. The whole purpose of the YouTube channel was really to share some of my tutorials and build my credibility and attract new students. So in 2016, I built my official website through Teachable. And actually, from that year, that is when things really started to take off. So having an official website was really a game changer for my business. So my Teachable website would showcase all of my courses and classes, tutoring, all the information that students would need. So it really was from that year, 2016, maybe even 2017. So imagine almost 7 years later from the start, that's when things really started to do well. So it goes to show you just have to hold in there when things may not be looking too good. Hold in there and be patient and don't give up. So BioAid has grown significantly from 2010 with all the different changes and additions that I've made over the years. So I offer 3 categories of services for persons who are preparing for CSEC biology and human and social biology. So firstly, I provide online classes. So these are interactive group sessions where we meet at a particular time during the week. And these are specifically for students preparing for May-June exams. So my classes will usually run from September to May each academic year. Secondly, I offer individual tutoring. So these are for students who need that personalized attention and prefer the one-to-one interaction. And then the last type of service I offer would be the self-paced courses. So I have a range of self-paced courses at different price points. So students can start a self-paced course any time of the year. So this option was really created especially for persons who may have a busy schedule, they're not able to attend classes at the scheduled times. Self-paced courses are also great for students who just need those extra study resources to help them prepare for exams. So my range of services pretty much cater to different needs and budgets for everyone. Well, let's face it, there are many tutoring agencies out there. They offer exceptional services for various subjects at different levels. And I know that BioAid is just a small business offering online tutoring services for biology subjects. But what makes me stand out, I aim to provide a unique value to my students through a simplified but complete learning experience that will help to transform the students' attitude towards biology and improve their understanding of the subject. So I'm very passionate about teaching, very dedicated to all my students and helping them overcome their learning challenges. So over the years, I have put in a lot of time, a lot of effort in building online content that would cater to students who have different learning styles, different needs. So as a tutor, my goal is to always teach in a comprehensive way that even the slowest learner can grasp the concepts taught. Because I try to make sure that my students receive the information in as detailed but easy to understand format. So even if I have to repeat myself in class a few times, I don't mind, because I want to make sure that my students understand completely what's going on. So I don't mind repeating myself, going over something more than once. So I try to be patient with students because everyone is going to learn at different paces. So I guess overall, you can say that the way I teach and the way I try to link topics together, make learning fun, I guess you can say that's my selling points. Those are my selling points and will help me to stand out amongst the competition. I actually enjoy teaching about the different systems of the human body, how they function, their structures. Those are the topics I can really relate to and find most fascinating. The circulatory system and the reproductive system, I think those probably are my two favorite topics to teach. Well, honestly, I don't really fancy the plant related topics. And I know a lot of students, they don't really like those topics either, to be honest. But I know it has to be taught, but it's one of those areas I really don't enjoy teaching per se. I can more relate to the human body, of course. So I will always advise students to spend more time reading through textbooks, your notes, whatever course material you have, and writing more notes, making cue cards, flow charts, summary sheets. These things are helpful to you in retaining the information, the plentiful information that you're going to come across when you're studying biology. So you have to put in that time to read and make notes and review those notes regularly, not only when the exams are around the corner. Because the more time you review the notes, especially throughout the school year, every day you just review a little bit, it's going to be easier to retain and retrieve that information when exam time comes. And let's not forget, YouTube should be your best friend. Make a playlist of videos related to the different topics that you're learning and watch them to gain a better understanding of, the processes and structures that you're studying. And you cannot forget to test yourself. Testing yourself regularly is extremely important. Practice answering past paper questions. Very important in exam preparation. It's good to test yourself under exam conditions so you can see how much you know and how well you can actually complete the questions within a given time frame. So yeah, those will be pieces of advice that I would give my students. So lots of reading, writing, reviewing, watching YouTube, and past papers, past papers, past papers. Can't say it anymore. Practice answering past paper questions. So, being an entrepreneur is a risk to take first and foremost. I mean, especially if you are the only one responsible for the overall success of your business, like I am, everything is at you in order to succeed. If you want to succeed, you have to be self-motivated, you have to be disciplined, you have to be determined, persistent, and you have to be bold enough to just step out the box and try new things. I've learned that you can't allow fear to control you, and certainly don't let discouragement control you as well. So don't get discouraged by people who may not see your vision and who don't think that what you have to offer has potential. They don't see the potential in what you're doing. But if you know that you're meant to do something, you push past the negative remarks and do what you feel called to do. That's what I did, and I would encourage anyone who feels called to do something, even if it's a little different to the norm, do it. And also remember that even if things take a while to get off the ground, don't let that discourage you, because for me, it took quite a while before things really started to do well. So just keep pressing on, don't get discouraged. So another lesson is yes, it's important to dream big and have great expectations for great things, but you don't want to be unrealistic with your expectations, especially when it comes to revenue, income. Don't expect that every month, every year is going to be the same because that's usually not the case. Like for me, throughout the years, I've had fantastic months, had good months, not so good months, some very bad months, but that did not deter me from keeping on, continuing what I do because I love what I do. I love teaching. So basically, I've learned to prepare myself mentally for those months where things are not very good. So you, as an entrepreneur, it's expected that you will have fluctuations in income, and you have to recognize that you're not going to have a fixed salary like how it is with someone who's working for someone else. So that is something to keep in mind. But as I said, once you enjoy what you're doing, you got to stick at it, stick through the ups and downs. Don't give up at the first signs of difficulties or challenges, and don't give up in the dry seasons. Don't let that discourage you. Well, this year in July, I'll be celebrating 15 years in business. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now, 15 years is a long time, and I thank God for bringing me this far. Thank goodness I didn't throw in the towel early when things were not going so well. But my hopes for BioAid this year and beyond are really to increase my exposure to the Caribbean, to reach more parents and students from across the Caribbean, to actually become a household name. I want BioAid to be a household name in the Caribbean as the one-stop shop for all your biology needs, those who are looking to excel in biology. So presently my services are now primarily offered to those preparing at the CSEC level. I do have some study materials still available for CAPE biology students, but honestly, in terms of teaching the subject at that level, it is not my preference, but I'm hoping to step out of my comfort zone and give it another try. And God willing, in the future, the near future, I'll be offering CAPE lessons as well as the CSEC. To every subscriber, every follower, every parent, every student that have supported me, that have chosen BioAid over the last 15 years, I just want to say thank you. To everyone who has shared a post, shared a video, commented on a video, I just want to say thank you for your support. And I'm looking forward to 15 plus more years doing BioAid with you and offering fantastic services to all students in the Caribbean who are doing biology. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about me and my business. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until my next one, bye.